On the broadcast tonight from Joplin, Missouri.
Many of the newly homeless now stay in an emergency Red Cross shelter at Missouri Southern State University. And social media sites are filled with worried postings from relatives.
It's heart-wrenching to not be able to be in contact with your loved ones, especially through such a traumatic event. We'll do our compressions, we'll do our breaths. It'll shock again if it needs to, so there is some training, but really we shouldn't be intimidated by these things.
It's always fun when he comes on the show, I want to warn you.
We delivered 30 million liters of water, provided 1 million people with meals, and 300,000 shelters. That's a lot. That's what we're doing with all your money. The earthquakes show us the importance of being prepared for any disaster, whether it's internationally or right here at home. So we asked people to make a 72-hour kit if they had to evacuate their home. And so we're going to show you what goes into a kit. Now, there you go. So you're good. Wow. And what we would do is wrap another one around to immobilize it. Okay. And then we'd be off the hospital.
Right on, man.
Okay.
That's very cool.
You stay there.
For people who call in today and want to give whatever they can, what is the Red Cross doing with their money in Japan?
We're supporting the Japanese Red Cross relief effort right now. They are sheltering, as you said, almost 370,000 people across 2,300 shelters across the country. People's most dire need, we help them out with their most basic needs: food, water, shelter, medical supplies. And we love volunteers. We're a volunteer organization, but there's extensive training, as you can imagine, to go into an area like that. So we say, come on in, volunteer, get the training. It's free from us. And then when the next disaster happens, and it always happens, you'll be ready to be deployed. We rely on the generosity of individuals and corporations to help fund our services. It's called Ready Rating. It's at readyrating.org, and it's a free online tool that helps you assess how prepared you are, your business or school is, for disaster.
Jim Rettew with the American Red Cross, and Jim, we know about the people who were injured in a sense, but tell me about the structures. What happened?
We have 3 units that are completely totaled by the fire. 3 units that surround those have smoke and water damage, and then the surrounding complexes have some minor heat damage. So in total, about 16 units are affected. And we are working with the Colorado Department of Public Health and the CDC to let people know about what happens to prevent the flu, what happens if they get the flu, and how it might affect them at work, school, and at home. The cost of shipping and handling of actual goods from Colorado just isn't worth the price of the actual goods. Why would the British Red Cross be raising money in America for a Japanese incident? So there's usually something that triggers a red flag, and we want people to pay attention to that.
They also brought teddy bears.
If you're a single mother and a kid who has spent the last couple nights sleeping on the floor, you just need something to make it a little bit more worthwhile. So we have teddy bears. It's not much, but it's something just to put a smile on their face.
Thank you so much.
To give you an example, if you were to ship a can of soup, it might cost $1. For that same $1 on the ground, we could make a gallon of soup. Communal bowl of M&Ms is out. That's just a cauldron of germs. Let's have individual wrapped candy and use a scoop to hand them out. Here in Colorado, we respond to an emergency every 21 hours, and that's usually house fires. It's smaller in scale than Haiti, but absolutely just as important to the families that are affected. Exactly. And we're there from when the fire department leaves to day 4 or 5 when they can get back on their feet. Now, the Red Cross shelter remains open and will remain open until we're no longer needed. There's been a lot of people, while they've been allowed back into the fire area, that still power and telephone is out. So if your home is inhabitable, the Red Cross shelter is still a place to go where you can find shelter. We had 17 residents stay with us last night. It's a place for all evacuees to go. If evacuees, if they're starting to wear out their welcome with their in-laws, or if the hotel bills are getting too high, feel free to come down. You have a free place to stay during the duration of this emergency. One final comment. Today is 9/11. And with our hearts and prayers going to the families that were affected by the fire, they're also with the families that were lost 9 years ago. And whether it's a terrorist attack or a man-made disaster, the Red Cross urges people to use these examples to be prepared themselves.